For those who don't know Nonz or Out Dodging the Bullet, Nonz is a very intricate series that I made all the way back in 2021. You see, I got it for having to hook up to the conventions, but also she and Son Schimmel. Alright, so it's very important for my fans, before I go on the big trip. You have to understand that, when it comes to the absolute criteria because of what Sean went through along with a whole bunch of other people that fell to his gang was Duke Shout the Hedgehog, my boy Courtney. I had a big intricate lifestyle outside of anime. That means I was heavily social outside anime. I was specific class. When I repeat, when I say Eric Fabella, Sean Dre, when I say all these people including Buster, the guy who tagged freshman year, these are people who are advanced socially that give you undeniable oomph that's connected to suicidal. You know why? Because they listen to heavy metal and they gorilla girls, alright? So let's not get off topic, from Nonz, okay? There's a real reason why I have to say that is because Nonz is going to bring back soul legends ever since you were 3 years old with full confidence for 3 years. You want to know why? Because with Nonz comes, domestic violence. Because you want to know why? Because if I give you something with subconscious, like see some goodbye, when you go back in time, okay? Lately, I'm talking about the time lately when me and Martin Luther King, is being instated. Because what Nonz is, it's a more advanced version of Naruto, alright? Because the main character, Briske, Jade Armor, Briske, it's based off of Naruto, character, the headband, but placing the shivels, and everybody knows that I'm a heavy gamer on my channel. Alright, now where it comes down to it, okay, the reason why this is very important is because, a lot of people, a lot of little ooty-booty dudes, it's like a little One Piece, fan theorists, literally want to mimic the style. Not like copy it, but they want to be better at the game because they have, that XYZ super rich kid shit to a point where they can see through, what's one fifth about it, but they can't recreate it. You want to know why? Because I've dodged the bullet. I know the series 6 times. You have to take your time on Nonz in order to perfect it, in order to have all these characters, you have to keep it clean, how to do this and that. My exact difference, from our criticism back all the way back in the days of the ARL was, you have to really, really take your time in the series. So I dodged a bullet. And I took my time in the series, right? So now you can imitate. They have to do this and that. And now Gangsta, if he wants to, copy, has to do yada yada. Literally take his time with Monument, okay? This is not something you do overnight. Literally, then I was a real mangaka. I literally competing with people in Japan. Literally know what to do with updates are. Know what Gacha Kuda is, okay? Now anyway, Gacha Kuchi, all right? Literally, like you're still Yamaguchi. Literally like Maguzi, on Kolioka, all right? So where it comes to Zofio and the Urge of Continuity, we have all these characters like Briske, going all the way down the line, Tanoki and Subaru, with the right from Zara. So the exact same reason we're making this video is the exact same reason why you have confused on the side game. So what Scientist is doing is he's bringing you back to a group home, 1/5 perspective, literally because he was trying to get me back in mental health. But in the truth and reality of it, you're supposed to be broke by 30. You're supposed to, have a lot of things that are wrong with you by 30. By 30, you should have at least $1 trillion. Alright, that's all this year, fucking discuss because, the truth of the matter, okay, is that the same reason why you didn't understand that, he's pulling shit into bits and pieces why I have the whole Chris Brown, is why you don't understand that I was Wave, not fucking video game, okay? Literally, that's how stupid it is. I just literally tried to ignore the whole Chris Brown and go to a group of, look out for you gone in, the game when I was Wave the whole time. It's true. It's literally true. All the way back to Yu Hakusho, making theories like, this mind was doing this and that, Oko David literally with the fucking peanuts and the chemicals, literally try to say Eric Spoonie was a shit, and you have to, understand, to a certain extent, with so many colorful characters like Regis and Nonz, literally characters like Jokefire, Stack Shock, literally having all these extensions to Marvel Comics shit. That's why Happiness made is because, our nerd has an extension from Marvel Comics instead of ranking at the right time like me and Naruto. Where a nerd has his big fundamentals, literally like Yu-Gi-Oh, literally, and Dungeons and Dragons. So back to that. Literally, we all feel a couple of duels, and guess what happened? Literally, the reason why I have to report this is because of the Udi Booty duel, okay? Because what happened was you got me so fucked up, literally, and no resources skills had me do so much shit that wasn't worth the buck in order to compare it to your dead boyfriend for Lisa, right? All the way to the point, literally, where I could have gone to a car where everything we could have worked hard for, with the XYZ issue, could have been flourished because I know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Professionally. I was going to literally out of town to play professional Yu-Gi-Oh! You literally brought it down to the fact that I knew it wasn't going to pay different. Guess what? I got a Raj if I were. Did the tournament Yu-Gi-Oh! Literally, I would got all the life points, and plus the field was on point. You see, I calculated so much shit. Oh, Blue Sasuke, I can dance, I can do this, and that. Literally, I can calculate. You missed it, literally. You abused me all the way to a point, literally, where I had to count this loss, and plus I'm going to not spray farm. This story on my higher form social lads like Eric Fabella anyway, alright? So it's true. It's true. Alright, literally, this is very, important because the reason why, literally, is this is a whole fucking anime. And what you were able to do, which is you were able to get inside you, I had a whole anime. Why? Because I'm not correcting, literally, not allowing me to correct, Christian's hairs, not allowing this and that, letting them trip on Samurai Jack. You gave me plenty of options, literally, that's exactly why I watched Stars from the Pools Backfire, literally, I still wasn't being my mom, literally, I gave you plenty of clear PG indications, but you went past PG, to see what the gangster can do. And now, so literally, what I do this entire year is like gangster like a robot, literally wanted to hold his onto his immature group home instead of meet standards like me. And the way you do it, literally, is to dodge a bullet to be above somebody's comprehension. That's why all this shit is making sense, okay? Literally, but you're abused, but you felt a couple of duels, a couple of duels of Yu-Gi-Oh! Overplaying, but you weren't treating me the same, and that was bad, okay? Literally, that's when literally me and mainstream anime split, okay? Literally, after me doing misogyny Shimoda personally and seeing people die over and over and over again, it's not a good thing. You can't reply with game, literally, and you're doing this, to handicap me, with my MOOG, okay? It's true, alright? You're supposed to have something, handicap, because no celebrities have shit going hand in hand with their crime, alright? Literally, all the people who feel, whooped about stage, literally feel sorry for them, okay? That's what it's supposed to be, but I did at a later time, literally, which was a canine conundrum. That's why I made sure I didn't do things like Bayside till I was above it, alright? So when you make all these colorful characters, this, and that, literally, that's the maturity you get. And Death Jinx, literally, I figured out, literally, has to do with you getting fucked up by a dead person, but it being vice versa. But you're Death Jinx, alright? It's not good, literally, so what they blame, literally, Adrian's mom, literally, acts mom saying, oh, the Vario, that shit's easy, because they go back, they went with Shauna and Jean. Literally, when your principal was way above it, literally, and they got really, really bad when it came about 1/5 time, where it came, somebody cheating with the mean, but in all actuality, literally, think one thing, think another, literally, if you're 1/5, it's 1,000 times your comprehension, and they don't want to do it, alright? Because a gangster need to be comfortable to a certain extent, in order to perform, alright? So you have to understand that, if I do reinstate Nonz's skills, that means the point's gonna be stronger, but also I'm gonna get my nerves gonna get stronger, because you don't fucking leave it in the side hanging, like I said about the other time when the Mariah shit happened, literally with my boy Tyrone. I joined this gang, by the way, literally, so you can't pull the say reverse psychology. I know things are far-fetched. Literally, I had One Piece, literally, I had Naruto online, I had this and that, now it's all fucking over, and now I don't even do more, Discord chats, say arrow cheating, that had so many side chats about me, it wasn't even funny, it didn't give me validation to my face. What is that I tell you from the same time over and over again? That was Ernest playing Tutor Garrett, and those were people literally going around, literally going above and beyond and using a gang. I'm telling you, people like fucking Troy and everybody use a gang in order to support anime, alright? That's where we get away with the smart-ass statements like, oh, Troy likes the Jabberwockies, this, and that. Lately, when Riz was always everything connected to Dragon Ball Z, alright? Now, that's very important because the main character, Goodbye Ryota, Better Boss, Morihiro Taka, based off Taka, literally from Team Hawk. Literally, that's gonna be on a new anime, alright? Literally, there's a whole bunch of other shit, and I introduced the C-Boss this year. You see, already playing around, and they see the C-Boss, literally at 30, this, and that. And you need to recognize, literally, it's gonna be a great manga artist of all time, okay? So, literally, first arc from Nonz, the Big Owl Saga, okay? Literally, the rough draft of it was them having Mickey Mouse Sensei, Goodbye almost being killed by a little rabbit demon. And what ends up happening is he goes to the water, the dragon mist literally said, oh, this is my story, I'm Goodbye Ryota, these are my 5 best friends, okay? Literally, so second arc is Zofio's attack, literally with Zofio, the main antagonist for the main arcs, attacks the village, right? Third arc, okay. The third arc literally is in between, it's actually Imagashi, alright? But it feels like 4, like that's the problem, alright? So we have all this interesting shit that I actually do, the guys from Convention, voice actor Goku and shit. Literally, Imagashi played off Inuyasha, okay? Literally, but there's gonna be a whole bunch of people that you find like Toyuki, alright? So literally, I come from the Bay Area, one of the main characters was Kikazu, Sneakerame, alright? Now, literally, you can just talk shit, you can say whatever about Raven Justice, Kid Steve, literally, he tied his shoe, literally, they came to life, alright? So there's so much other shit, alright? Now, when it comes to Tendachi, the magician, Tendachi is Boomer Sensei, literally, and when Zofia attacks, literally, Tendachi fights Kazik, Boomer fights Kabaya, Nick fights Better, literally, Kaimaru fights Tito, alright? So there's a whole bunch of other shit, literally. So I was here, the main point of my channel, I was here, when AMVs first started. Literally, we get Linkin Park AMVs, this, and that, over and over and over again, literally, and sometimes the AMVs make sense, sometimes it did. But let me tell you about this series, the best advice, when you think, literally, all this is happening, when you prepare all the characters, when you dance with all the girls down the street, guess what you ended up figuring out about Gation? When they started, they delay shit when they want victory cake instead of an emergency like when you have a child. Guess what I figured out? This shit gets killed by A-Sport because you want to know why? A-Sport is using an AMV made by Linkin Park over a gangster doing the right thing at the right time and matching the clip, okay? So it's true. Literally, it's very true over time, literally. But this is just Blue Tricks and this is just the introduction video, and I'm out.